Swear I got no filter, no filter. I swear I got no filter, no filter. I'm out of busted gear. I got no filter, no filter. I'm out of busted gear.
You and Kingsley of four currently run PlayData. Your background is in music and architecture, while Kingsley's is in economics and business. What are your individual roles within the business? What does Kingsley handle and what does eLDee handle?
Okay, so Kingsley is the CMO, so he's the marketing guy. He's also worked extensively in the tech space as a marketing person. He was part of a company called Infusionsoft, which is a CRM, small medium enterprises CRM solution here in the States. He's done that for a long time. We grew up together. I've known Kingsley since I was 3. We're actually in the same class from daycare. We're in the same daycare, nursery school, primary school, secondary school, and we happen to be in the same class through the entire process. So we literally grew up together. So we share a lot of experiences. In fact, when I moved to the States, Kingsley was my landing pad. I first came back to the U.S. So we share a lot of values. Our parents are also friends, so it was very simple for us to get together and, share ideas and be able to be in sync, which I think is very important for, founders or co-founders of any startup, is you guys have to be in sync. Your line of reasoning and thinking has to be similar. I went to school in Nigeria. He went to school in the U.S. University now. So that brings different perspectives, to what we do. I am CEO, and I'm pretty much I like to call myself really the chief evangelist officer, because what I do, or my whole role, my day-to-day outside of R&D, is, pretty much sharing the vision and trying to get people to understand the importance of why we do what we do. Kingsley, on the other hand, is looking at ways that we can actually make a business out of, what we do. That's not to say that the roads don't cross, and as you can imagine in every startup, there's so many things that we do together, but primarily, I focus on working with the technology guys, the team structure, and all different elements that make PlayData what it is. And Kingsley essentially is sort of the guy who is going to take this to market. He's taking it to market. He's actually in Nigeria right now, working a bunch of leads and, making all the right choices, interviewing the people, trying to get a sense of how, we can take the product to market.
Okay, that's cool. I see you guys have this whole Mogul thing figured out. So, for the sake of entrepreneurs who see what you're doing with PlayData and would like to float something similar and add some value to the entertainment ecosystem, but are scared because they don't know how they're going to make money, can you give us some insight into how PlayData intends to make money, maybe through paid subscription, consulting, or selling of equity? Yeah.
I mean, you kind of answered the question. Paid subscriptions, consulting, selling, whatever, it takes. But primarily, our vision, the company, is to build value. Our focus is really not on money, but on building value, because we believe strongly that if we build value, we will make money. Building a company that solves a real problem, and the ability to articulate the problem and the solution, and to also provide a solution that will ultimately, improve the efficiency of those who come in contact with that product, is what the focus really is. A lot of people start businesses thinking about making money, and I think that's kind of the wrong way to go about it. It's the wrong way because a lot of times if your focus is on how much can we make, you don't get to solve the problem properly. If you focus on the problem and the solution, and you're able to build tangible value, to the user, then ultimately you will make money. PlayData is not currently profitable. We have subscription packages. There are people who are already subscribed to PlayData. We have early adopters with beta testing, musicians who pay, companies who pay. I don't want to mention names, but at least the top, probably the top 10 spenders in Nigeria and advertisers are already on PlayData in some way, shape, or form. And then we're also trying to do products to actually solve their problems. So what we're doing at the moment is, while we're giving you play count reporting and doing, day part analysis and giving all types of analytics, we're also, speaking with them, understanding what their pains are, and then trying to tailor the product to solve those problems. Because their market is unique. Every region is unique. And, we believe that if we're able to, again, deliver value to them, they'll pay anything for our product. I'll give you an example. And I'll speak about advertising before I talk about music. So in the advertising space, a lot of money goes into advertising that is unaccounted for. Makes it difficult to calculate ROI, makes it difficult to understand compliance, makes it difficult to use broadcast metrics to understand what the advertising goals are versus what they eventually get. So us stepping into that field and helping to understand the data and also helping to build analytics that can solve those problems not only quickly but as real time as possible is kind of where we are. A case study is of a company that placed ads with, various broadcasters. So I'll just try and break it down to let's just say one broadcaster. You pay for 500 spots on the broadcaster. You only get 350, right? 150 is lost. But the most important thing is not, and then you don't find out based on what's currently available until maybe 45 days after, maybe 30 at the earliest, is when you can find out what's happened to those spots that you've lost, or that you even lost any spots at all. So what tends to happen is you can't fix that problem while the campaign is on. You can only fix it after the fact. And really, you can't fix it. You just kind of see, and then you're like, okay, you know what? Next campaign, instead of us, putting in 500 ads, maybe we should do 650, because we tend to lose 150 for every 500 ads that we place. Now, PlayData is going to help them understand much better how things are going real time. And then there's a feature in there that actually contacts broadcasters if they miss spots while it happens. So for instance, if you have 5 spots that's supposed to play on the morning drive and you only get 3, at the end of the morning drive, the broadcaster is notified, the company is notified, the advertising agency is notified that 2 spots have been missed for so-and-so campaign. So now the broadcaster has the opportunity to catch up.
Not the problem. What then are the problems? What are the things, the challenges you've had from PlayData as a concept to PlayData getting in the wild and getting operational? What are the 3 biggest challenges you've had?
I think the biggest challenges so far have been, one, infrastructure in Nigeria. A certain level of infrastructure is required in order to gather data and deliver the data to clouds. I mean, we're having a hard time having a Skype call. So you can imagine that it's a bit of a challenge when you want to do something that's real time to be able to do the reporting. So that's one of the things that we've had to, it's had us actually remodel and change our methods multiple times to try and accommodate that issue. One of the other things is education, and getting people to understand why data is actually important. There's a tendency for people who benefit from the lack of data to not want you to reveal any data because they feel like they maybe feel like you're challenging the authority, or they think that it's going to make them irrelevant, or I don't know. There's always a reason for someone to push back when you're beginning to tell the truth about something. So that's one of the things as well. There'll always be pushback from people who feel like, oh, I've been functioning in this capacity because nobody knows, and then all of a sudden this guy's about to reveal all. You can imagine what it was like when websites could just claim, oh, we get 1 million hits a week, before, Alexa was available to everyone, to where you can just go check and verify, whatever numbers or whatever it is that they're saying. So that's the second thing. And then the third, I don't even know if we have a third problem. I don't even know if we have a third problem. Maybe adoption. Adoption, which is I won't consider that a problem because that's just a general business thing, especially if you're doing SaaS. Ramp up is usually initially slow until people kind of get on board and the value is very clear. That's when things start to pick up. So I wouldn't really consider that, a problem. I think the biggest challenges really have been, infrastructure. Technology was easy to build. I mean, I wouldn't say easy to build. It took a while, but at least we had a direction and we're able to, through various steps, get to, patentable methods for acoustic fingerprinting. We filed various international patents for what we're doing. So we're able to do that. But, coming to Nige and, power is a big issue. Cooling is a big issue. Co-location is a big issue. Data is a big issue. There's so many things, so many challenges that has kind of fine-tuned our model to where we are right now. It's part of the reasons also why we can't just unleash our 23 locations to the users because we may be reporting inaccurate data because of dropouts, blackouts, power issues, data, and so on and so forth. This solution would work much faster and much easier, and the rollout would be much quicker if we're in a place where there was technology infrastructure, readily available.